here is what was supposed to be the second Cooking with Kyde video that we made. And
a lot of people are going to be so sad hearing that phrase.
A lot of people have asked us to make more cooking videos after, because we made one in like 2011 or 2012 of you making okonomiyaki.
In a really bad way. Like it was a really weird recipe. Like, I feel like I just showed you weird shit I do.
People message me even now, and they're like, hey, I found that recipe, that video, and I made it, and it's good. Like, people are still using it. It's been like 10 years. So this is the second one of those videos. And kind of the reason that we never kept making cooking videos is because it's kind of a nightmare to film in a Japanese apartment. Like, you don't have a setup area for it. The lighting is really difficult, especially inside of a little narrow kitchen.
We don't really have the equipment, like video stuff, to make it happen.
Yeah.
And just the cooking area in general is so small.
Yes.
At least in our kitchen. And
we don't really cook that much.
Well, let's fast forward to now. I don't cook. Yeah. I have stopped. Everything that you just saw, at one point in my life, I thought to myself...
They haven't seen it yet. They'll see it soon.
Okay. I don't care about cooking anymore. Like, I don't want to spend 45 minutes every night cooking something that's fresh and individual and new. We eat the same thing every night now. Like, I turned that part of my brain off and I put it somewhere else.
The other aspect of that about not cooking is that we live in Tokyo, where it's probably one of the best cities in the world for like quality versus dollar that you spend on going out and eating.
Yeah.
So like, you can go out and you can eat very well for not a lot of money. And
you can have a real mediocre like meal on the couch if you stay home.
Yeah, and it's just like, you know, because of where we live and stuff, I don't know, it's just like we don't cook that much. So that's the other reason that cooking series never took off. But you're gonna see in this clip that you're about to watch that there's some struggle going on with just the logistics of the lights and just getting things to look okay and explain things
Kyde
properly.
Not moving forward before you're ready for it. I know that's happening. I'm just moving along because my prerogative is cooking. It's not making that video.
In all honesty, I hate editing cooking videos. Like, it's just dreadfully boring, and there's all this long pieces that I chop out, and I have to make sure there's nothing in them, and oh gosh, it's just not fun for us. We'd rather go outside and film. But anyways, here is the long lost second episode of Cooking with Kyde.
All right, so some people wanted to see me cook. If you've watched the okonomiyaki video that we made in Kumagaya, this is going to be very, very different. Our kitchen is much times 400 smaller. It's so much smaller that I've had to get used to doing things in different ways, or I don't know, just doing it in a different order. Yeah, so we have a much smaller kitchen, and today I'm going to make Kyde's stir fry. I don't know if anybody makes stir fry the way that I do. I don't know if this is stir fry. That's just what I call this dish that I make. It's Kyde's stir fry. Is it good?
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Okay, so here are the ingredients. And I just went and bought all these at the store. I didn't make a video at the store because I was by myself and I didn't have anybody to hold the camera, so yeah. We're going to start with onions. Simple. It's the same stuff you get in America, yellow onions. They're called tamanegi here. Yes.
Is that right?
That's right. I had to think about it.
I just wanted to see you second guess yourself.
These mushrooms, I have never cooked with these mushrooms before, and I have no idea what these mushrooms are called. Still don't know, even though I read nothing on this package because it's all kanji. Do you know?
I don't know. Benapu? Benapi? Benapi? I don't know. Maybe that's, I don't know. Is that the type of mushroom, or is it like the company that makes it? Company name, yeah. This is just where it's from.
Okay. This is all you need to know.
Yeah, this is this character.
I really like mushrooms, and I've only been trying like certain mushrooms here, so I just picked out this strange mushroom. It was 79 yen, super cheap, and there's quite a lot of them in there. Some big, some small, lots of phallic looking things. The star of my stir fry is the broccoli. I started cooking my stir fry without broccoli, and then I just decided to put broccoli in it one day, and the flavor that came from the broccoli makes the stir fry. So fresh broccoli, you could use frozen broccoli too. I've done that. The flavor's not as stellar, but this is the best. This is expensive. 248 yen for just this.
Like $2.50 American dollars.
Yeah, 250 yen. I'm sure that if I wanted to get frozen broccoli, it would probably be 200 yen. So I'm only paying 50 more yen, 50 cents, to have freshness and a little more of a zing to the flavor.
Well, how much were the onions and the mushrooms, do you remember?
79.
79 yen?
This bag was probably 158 yen.
Okay. So guys, right now 100 yen equals about $1. So we don't have to keep converting it back and forth. So it makes it really easy.
Yeah, so if I say 250 yen, it means $2.50.
Like American.
So you should be able to do this math. Just move the decimal point 2 spaces. Okay. Pieman. I was terrified of these little guys. I don't know why, but lately I've really come to like them because one of my favorite dishes has this in it. This is not my favorite dish, by the way. It's just one that I don't use any like special sauces. I make everything myself. So that's why I wanted to do this one first, I guess, or second, since the okonomiyaki video was the first. Pieman is green peppers here. They do not really sell the big green peppers that we're used to in America and maybe other places. This is the green pepper that they use. It's small. This one looks kind of gross because it's a little old. I might not use it, but they're small. They're thin. The walls of it are very thin. And the flavor... Spicy isn't the word, but it's got a little more kick than I would say a green pepper in America has. Usually I would use red peppers and orange peppers and yellow peppers, but I only had like 2,000 yen when I went. I only had $20 when I went to the store, and I couldn't afford peppers. Because a red pepper, just a single red pepper that's maybe like a handful, is $2 itself. Just the pepper. That's it. Just get a pepper. I can't even remember how much peppers cost in America.
It ain't $2.
It ain't $2. So I'm just using the green peppers. You can get this whole bag, 5 pieces, for 148 yen. And I bought 2 bags, and I had a little left over from a previous meal, but they're both looking kind of gross. So those are all the vegetables that I'm going to put in. I'm also going to use chicken breast. I really like chicken. Of all the meats, chicken is the best. Eric does not like the chicken.
I like the way it tastes. I just don't like it.
He doesn't
scary.
like... If
it drips on you,
we'll explain
if it
why.
drips on you, it'll like burn through your skin and kill you.
This is how he feels. So we're going to have chicken with this meal. Other ingredients that are going to go in are going to be hon mirin, which is like sweet vinegar.
But it's like
Sweet
alcohol,
wine
isn't it?
vinegar.
Like wine vinegar or something?
Yeah, something like that.
So it's like sake that you're not supposed to drink, I think.
No.
Right?
This is sake that you're not supposed to... Boy, this
No,
might
that's
be...
shochu.
This might be... Is it shochu?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was sake when I bought it. But that's what we're going to put in it. Usually I would put sake. I just bought stuff that looks like alcohol at 7-Eleven. It was near the other sake. So I bought it. And then I put it in our food and we were drunk. It's seriously like 20%. This is 20%. Gonna be getting toasted on some stir fry. The main ingredient for the sauce is going to be shoyu, soy sauce. That's just how you do stir fry.
This hon mirin says that it has 1% alcohol, so it is slightly alcohol based, but it's not like that jet fuel over there you've got.
Yeah. And sugar. And if I understand correctly, aside from the shochu, sake, hon mirin, sugar, and soy sauce are a very traditional sauce base for Japanese food.
Yeah, they use it for like gyudon and stuff too.
And that's kind of where I got the inspiration for this kind of stir fry, was just that people said use those 4 things. So I just put those 4 things together. And as you'll see later, I don't put them together in really any measurable way. I'm gonna try to attempt to measure it so that maybe you could recreate this at home, but we'll see how that goes. All right, so that's the sauces.
Did you talk about the prices of like the sake and the honmirin and stuff? Do you remember?
I have no recollection. I bought all of these things.
The shochu is really cheap. It's like 150
this
yen
is
or
probably,
something.
yeah, 150. A big bag of sugar I can get for 100 yen. This probably, the soy sauce for the whole bucket was probably like 140, and the whole mirin was probably 150.
Yeah, so it's all cheap stuff.
So it's all really cheap.
It'll last forever.
For not condiments, but like, I don't know what you call liquid ingredients.
Chemicals.
Liquid seasoning for chemicals. Okay, I'm not a chef by any means, so the verbiage is.
Why do you have a cooking show?
I don't know. All right, so this is where we start. At the rice.
I love this rice box, by the way.
I knew you were gonna go there.
I love the rice box. Look at that guy. Click, 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 click. And look at, he's dry. The rice is perfectly fine. There's no bugs up in the rice. You can measure the rice out real easy. I love the rice box. It's one of my favorite features.
Okay, so with the rice, we have 2 measuring things. This is 1 cup and this is half a cup. With the meal I'm going to make, usually Eric and I eat about half a cup each. I'm hoping to have leftovers, so I'm going to do 1 cup for our meal now. Both of us get half of that, and then 1 cup for leftovers, both of us get half of that. So 2 cups. Just scoop it out, level it off.
This rice cooker was a gift from Emma and Tommy when we first moved here. They had like Tommy's parents in a church and they just had a spare rice cooker, so they donated it to us. It's quite nice of them.
Okay, and also you might just want to see parts of the kitchen, I don't know. So I'm gonna show you where the rice lives. Here we go. Down here are seasonings, larger items that I don't know where the heck to put them. So I've got like big jars of peanut butter, a big thing of mayonnaise. You don't need to refrigerate mayonnaise. And rice, soups of some sorts, Doritos, salsa, the George Foreman grill. And these are just larger items that are tall and most are liquid, and some booze. But we're gonna use most of the booze in the dish. So, yeah. So this is the large item area of the kitchen is down there.
And I'm in the shower.
Next, you gotta take your rice and you gotta clean it. Most of the rice here says no rinse rice, but I'm pretty sure they're lying.
Yeah, because it all comes out foggy.
I'll show you a little bit better. This is what you're washing out, is the starch that is on the rice. So you basically want to make it so that the water doesn't come out cloudy like this.
And we've had people like in our comments tell us, why do you rinse your rice? And then Japanese people are always like, you always rinse your rice. So the answer to it is because Japanese people told us to.
So. And just because I'm assuming that what's coming off of this is not something that we need to eat.
I don't know. It's just what I've been told. I don't know the science behind it.
This is gonna take a while, so. What could I talk about during this? I had a good day today. I taught my international class how to speak German. Hello.
Candies.
Guten Tag. Yeah. And it was quite funny to hear them trying to speak German. It was really bad. And they were getting it mixed up with Italian, which we learned last week. And they were saying, I can't even do it because I can't mess up my language that much. They were mixing arrivederci and auf Wiedersehen, so it was kind of like auf Wiedersehen, or so. It was really bad. But yeah, that was quite fun. And then my 15-minute class was kind of crazy. The kids were all over the place, but we had a good time. Yeah, we're still going here. And how was your day?
My day was alright.
That was shorter than I expected.
Hurry up
Getting
with the
a
rice.
little bit clearer. I'm gonna give it one more, and then I'm gonna call it. Like, if that starch stuff is gonna kill us, we're gonna die. Okay, the next step is to get the water close to the 2 line.
I disagree with that. I think that the water should be, I know that it's labeled, but I think the water should be closer to the rice. It shouldn't be this deep.
So we're gonna go for a medium here.
I think we should do what I do, because when I do it, it's good.
Do it.
It's the only thing I'm good at. Can you turn off the water? I don't want to add more. Yeah, I think that's better. I think that might even still be a little bit too much.
Ooh. If we get crunchy rice.
It's going to be amazing rice. There we go. That's how you want it.
Okay.
Right above the rice levels.
Eric style. Okay.
Okay, and
so this is our rice cooker. His name is Buddha. Because
Buddha.
Because he looks like a pig. Look at that nose. So you put it inside, you turn it on. And on doesn't mean that it's going. You have to push this little button right here.
This gets forgotten a lot.
All of these numbers right here are allowing you to set a timer in case you want to start the rice like while you're not here. You can set a timer for it.
I don't think we've ever done this.
No.
I'm worried that it's going to burn the house down.
Yeah. When the light comes on here, then it's finished.
That
But
means it's keeping it warm.
for 2 cups, it's probably going to take it a good half an hour. So thus starts the competition of, can I beat the rice cooker making my meal? Can I beat it?
You're going to get moving.
Yeah, I do need to get moving. All right. I would start with the chicken.
Ew.
Yeah, Eric's gonna freak out. I don't like skin.
I don't like chicken. Ugh, look at that. It's horrible. That thing used to be clucking around in a field.
As are most of the things that, not all of them clucked, but I mean like beef and pork. They were snorting and what sound does a cow make? They were mooing around in the
They were moving around in the field.
Going around in the field.
This chicken might have been living in somebody's purse.
Yeah.
Very few people are going to understand why that's funny.
And for this meal, I would just cube the chicken. And believe me, none of my techniques for doing any type of cooking are good. They just work for me.
Don't cut your fingers off.
Don't cut my fingers off. So a cube is about this size. I mean, just cut it one way and then cut it the other way with about like 1/2 inch to 1 inch on either side. And then wash your hands. This is very important. If you don't do this, Eric is going to freak out. You don't even know how many times Eric has asked me, do you have chickens on your hands? I could be cooking a meal that doesn't have chicken and he'd ask.
I don't know what you're doing in your free time.
All right. So the next thing that I would do is I get my pan.
Wait, here comes Susie.
It doesn't sound like 3Z. Our neighbor is really, really loud when he walks up the stairs, like. And his name's 3Z. He used to live above us, but now he lives beside us, and it's much better now that he's not clomping around on top of us. He just clomps around us now, and that's fine. All right. Vegetable oil, which I don't have much of now. That's not good.
Is that enough?
That's enough. But I need more.
When? Now?
No, not now.
I was going to say.
I use just whatever this is. I assume this is just vegetable oil. Could be whatever flour oil this is. But I don't use olive oil because I don't understand it. Emma says I should use olive oil. But she uses olive oil. But I don't get it.
It's a fancy European.
Oh, so I guess I could show how you turn on the stove. because who knows what you've seen and what you haven't seen. So it's just a basic burner back there. You push the lever all the way to the left, starts lighting, hold it for a second, then let go. At this point, it's on the highest point that it's going to be, and many times I will forget this, and I will leave it there, and then I'll go to put stuff on the burner, and it will just char it right on up. So then you've got to take it down to a reasonable level. And I'm going to take it down to about there, medium. Gonna let the pan warm up for a moment, and then I'm going to put the chicken on there. Next would be broccoli. And this is going to make an utter mess. You might be wondering about the duck and the pig. Ducks are for dishes, pigs are for people.
I forget all the time.
We actually just made that up like last week. Yeah, so the duck has dish soap in it, and the pig has hand soap, although he's empty right now. For the broccoli, I'm not too big on the stems, so I cut it about there. And honestly, I'm probably missing out on a lot of things that other people might like, but I don't really like the stem very much, so that's just the way it is. That's a good sound. Spread it out. I don't do a whole lot of seasoning. I just do salt and ground pepper. Oh, that smells really good. Mix it up a bit. Alright. Let that go. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit down there. You can see that all of our cooking utensils are hanging up here on magnets. We recently just added this light up here just for the video, but I'm starting to think maybe it should be up there all the time. We do have a light here, but it turns on and off and on and off. It's like trying to make food in a haunted house. It's not good. It just, and now you're gonna act just normal now that you're on camera. Yeah, thanks a lot. Anywho, we haven't used it really since we moved in. They've got a fan here for exhaust. I didn't want to turn it on because it might be quite loud. And I also purchased like a magnet set for paper towels that just breaks apart, and you can put your paper towels in there. Boop.
And all this is like on the metal exhaust thing above the stove or whatever.
So in Japan, magnets can be your best friend. And we found some amazing magnets that will hold pans up here too, which is great. So chicken's going, get back to the broccoli. The reason that I chose to do the broccoli next is because I feel like once it gets into the pan, it needs to cook longer than, say, the mushrooms, the onions, or the peppers. I want the peppers and the onions still maybe to have a little bit of crunch to them, but I want the broccoli to be as cooked as possible. So I cut that up next. And I'm just gonna throw it in. And the reason that I said it's going to make an awful mess is because of all the little green nublets.
How big is the piece that you like to throw in there?
About that big. And again, broccoli is going to give you all the flavor. It really works magic with this sauce. Next we're going to go with the mushrooms. Never done these before, never seen them before. They look weird. Let's give them a try. What is going on?
That?
I don't know. It's the butt. I'll watch.
You gonna cut off the butt?
Yeah, I don't want to eat the butt.
Weird. weird fungus is in.
And I assume that that part down at the bottom, this is probably still okay to eat too. I really like mushrooms. The flavor of this is definitely one that I haven't had before. Tastes like a really, really clean mushroom. And I just want to break them apart so that they can all go and do their own thing. I'm thinking that's a lot of mushrooms. I'm thinking that's a lot of mushrooms.
You gotta put it all in anyways.
I mean, what am I gonna do with these mushrooms?
What if they overpower the broccoli?
I'll never overpower the broccoli.
You threw them all in there. All right, rock on.
Well, I like mushrooms.
Sometimes it can be a bit much.
Yeah, I don't remember what I cooked, but both you and someone else were like, that was enough on the mushrooms. Rice cooker challenge is still going, so got to keep moving. All right, pea, green peppers. They're just small green peppers.
Yeah, look how thin it is.
The wall is extremely thin, so that's just the way it is. Take out the inside.
It smells like mushrooms in here.
Maybe they are overpowering the broccoli.
Yeah, I think they might be.
And then you're just gonna take the pepper, cut it into like 1-inch cubes. Kind of like the same with the chicken. 1 inch by 1 inch should be good.
How many of these peppers are you gonna put in?
Of these peppers, I'll probably put in 8. They're really small.
I have bad news.
What's the bad news?
The rice is done. Well, it's good news, but it's slow-bot news.
Doesn't take a half an hour.
No.
Wow.
Or it takes you a really long time.
Yeah. That's pretty fast. I'm surprised.
Because I didn't put as much water in. That's really seriously what does it.
Oh.
Yeah. So you just stir everything up.
Yeah. Last thing is onion. I
Onion?
don't normally use onion.
Why'd you decide to use onion tonight?
I don't know. Just felt like it.
How much are you going to put in?
Probably like half an onion. And I'm really bad at cutting onions, so at least I don't cry anymore. Watch me start crying on this one. Okay. Boop. Boop.
Well, that's pretty simple. A big old piece like that, that's alright.
Yeah. It's stir fry. Alright, so about a half of an onion in. Give it a mix. At this point, the chicken should be pretty well cooked. And the broccoli should be starting to get pretty soft. Everything else should be just now starting to get cooked. Whoa. Rogue pea. So it's looking pretty good. I'm excited about this. Now you can see it's starting to get a little crowded. So I gotta try my best to move things out of the way, bag things up as I go. Ziploc. And into the tiny fridge. So I just get a measuring cup, and I'm gonna do my best to show you how much of this stuff I'm actually putting in. But it's really just guesswork in the end, okay? This is 1/4 cup. We're gonna talk about everything in 1/4 cups.
Sorry, Europe. Sorry, Japan.
So,
Anybody from the United States or Myanmar is going to be fine, though. They're going to understand.
1.
So this is the soy sauce.
Yeah, definitely need more. Okay, so half cup soy sauce. Half cup. This is going to be your main ingredient. It's the main guy. And I tend to make my sauce, I do the dish heavy on the sauce because I like to let it get into the rice and let the rice soak it up. Next, whole mirin. I'm gonna do half of 1/4, 1/8 cup, whatever. Usually I would eyeball this. I would just pour it in there. So that's why you're seeing weird measurements and stuff. Shochu, also known as what Kyde thinks is sake. I do that about equivalent to the whole mirin. Same. And the sugar, get a different guy. Off the ring. Big guy. Yeah. It's getting messy again.
Yeah, it is. You got a big kitchen. Look at all this extra space you got over here, though. Look at this. You can be utilizing this. There we go. As long as the flame doesn't melt the bottle.
Yeah, it might. It hasn't melted the toaster yet, though.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Bear toaster stands strong.
No problem. Alright. Sugar, what do we got here? 1 tablespoon, 15 milliliters. That's how you measure sugar in milliliters. Okay. 1 tablespoon. I'm probably going to go ahead and do 2 because I know that it needs 2.
You making a candy bar or are you making dinner?
I'm making an alcoholic candy bar for dinner. Spoon, mix that shit up. Just want to get all the sugar worked in. Probably not going to work very well. It's nice and gritty still. I tend to overdo it on the sauce. That's okay. It's actually pretty good. You want to try?
Sure.
Have you ever tried it before?
I don't think I've ever had it raw, no.
The trick to this is that Eric hates soy sauce. So you have to make it not taste like soy sauce. It's mostly soy sauce.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm pleased with this. I'm going to put it in, and then the broccoli's going to do its business. Oh, did pretty good on the sugar there. That's nice. So, just then take and mix it around. It'll probably just simmer on this. Ooh, Bear toaster. Got wet. It will probably simmer on this for about 5 minutes. Let everything soak up the sauce, let the sauce do its job. And while that happens, clean up. And that presents another problem. We don't leave the air conditioning on in our apartment while we're gone. So when I used to live in the States and we left the air conditioning on, you didn't have the problem of the meat in the trash can causing a bad smell very much. I mean, it would if it was in there for a really long time, but the meat that I have now, if we leave it in the apartment without air conditioning, it's going to get up to like 40 degrees in here, and therefore you will have cooking meat in your trash can. So I take the leftover meat, skin and stuff, and just anything else that was with the meal that was big, put it in a trash bag or a plastic bag, and then I put it out on the porch. Boop. And put all this stuff away. The reason that you gotta put all these things away is because you need space to put plates down. There's no space. The next step is that you ask Eric to do the rice because he's tall. This is Eric's dinner duty.
It's rice time, guys. All right. So what I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna get this guy here. All right. And then I'm going to open up the rice cooker. All right. And then I'm going to grab the rice. And then I'm going to put the rice right there. Boom. Got the rice. I'm a big chef kind of guy. So as you can see, we have a rice dude angler. As you can see, the rice is perfect. I actually think it's undercooked.
You got crunchy rice in there. Crunchy?
A little tiny bit crunchy. Could have used a little more water, but once you add this like massive amount of liquid that you've got, I think it's gonna be okay.
Okay.
It's hard to talk with rice in your mouth. So, plate. Boom. This is where we keep the plates. I'm gonna put the plate down. And Katie wants, what, a quarter per person?
Yep.
A quarter of the square per person, just about half
a cup of rice.
Half a cup of rice. Boom.
Where are we gonna put that other plate?
Set up. What's that?
Where are we gonna put that other plate?
I don't know, man.
I actually found that you can put it onto the metal thing here, and it doesn't hurt it.
Really?
You have to just move the handle of the pan.
Alright. So.
Yep.
And if I put the plate there, it's not gonna like crack because of the heat?
It'll be fine.
Okay.
Making space. Oh,
Cool
yeah.
beans.
And I'm already eyeballing like how much rice is going where. Eric's is going to be to the left, and mine will be to the right.
She counts the rice grains.
I counted the rice grains. All right, and there's kind of a good boil going on to this over here, a nice simmer. That's a lot of sauce.
Yeah, it is. You made a soup.
I kind of made a soup. That's okay. And gonna turn off the burner. You could hear it peter out. It was always fun to hear. Just dish it out. A little bit of sauce on the rice. You gotta try your best to leave some for leftovers. It's looking like only one of us is going to get leftovers.
It's all you, dude.
Oh, you got class tomorrow.
Yeah, but I will just go out to dinner. Or out to lunch.
To lunch. And also we will go out to dinner.
Yes, we will. Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah, Wednesday is dinner night. It's not date night because we just go to dinner. Yeah, because we both work late on Wednesdays. I don't get off till 6:30 and he doesn't get off till 7, so then we just go out to dinner because at that point there's no making a dinner like this. Although, considering it's 8:30 right now. This is how we live. It's 8:30 and I'm just now finishing dinner. So,
ta-da!
Katie stir fry.
Looks good.
And we'll see if it's any good. Ta-da! Now is the do or die moment. Important questions have to be answered. Is it too soy saucy for Eric? As Eric already took a bite, let's ask Eric.
It's really good, actually. I had a piece of chicken, and it was perfect. It's like a little bit salty. A little bit soy saucy.
What about the candy bar?
Could use more candy bar.
Do you feel like the mustard, the mushroom overpowered the broccoli?
You can definitely taste it, but it's not. No, I mean, it's appropriate. It's good. What do you think?
I think that I'm hungry. And that whatever this is that I just made is going to be perfect.
She also cut up some apples.
Boop.
Apples are good.
And stupid nublets from the broccoli get everywhere. How did it end up inside the apple? Inside the apple. Yeah. So that's the meal. And if you make it at home, let me know. Send me some pictures or make a video of you making it. Or don't. I mean, you don't have to. But that would be pretty cool. So have a good night. I didn't get green nublets all over the ground.